Welcome to Interview with a Zombie. Today, Dr. Thomas Woods discusses his new book, Nulification. And now, your host, a zombie.
Book.
Yes, I wrote this book called Nulification, and the argument in it basically is as follows, that right now our federal government basically does whatever it wants without any constitutional restraints, and in fact, if you raise the issue of the Constitution, you say, where do you get the authority to do thus and so? They laugh. They actually laugh at you. So I want to remind people of what Thomas Jefferson said, that if the federal government does something that's unconstitutional, you shouldn't enforce it. Obviously, if a law is unconstitutional, it's not a law at all. And he and Madison actually said in 1798 that the states were duty-bound to resist if the federal government went beyond its legitimate constitutional boundaries. Duty-bound to resist.
Neo-Confederate.
Well, actually, no. I think it's important to point out that northern states had recourse to these principles more often than southern ones did. So I think that's actually a misconception that you're operating on.
Slavery.
Well, no. Actually, nullification was never used on behalf of slavery. But you know what it was used on behalf of?
Slavery?
No. It was used on behalf of the cause of fighting the fugitive slave laws.
Racism.
No, I mean, did you hear what I just said? I think it's very important to understand. This was used to defend blacks who had run away.
Racism.
Well, look, it's true. Racial oppression can occur at any level of government. When you're dealing with government, you're dealing with the most dangerous monopoly that has ever existed in history. But the point is that today, in 2010, when everybody has the right to vote, where are the greatest threats to our liberties coming from? Boise? Santa Fe? No, obviously not from places like that, but from Washington, D.C. All right, let me come at this from a totally different angle. Let's look at the causes on behalf of which nullification was employed. So nullification is being used on behalf of free speech. It's used on behalf of free trade. It's used to fight against unconstitutional searches and seizures. It's used to fight against the prospect of military conscription.
Neo-Confederate.
You know, when you use terms like neo-Confederate, which is just like one of these sort of zombie terms, well, pardon me, I withdraw that statement. No, you're right. But it is one of these terms that people just throw out because they think it'll just shut down all debate. If I utter this term, no one will be able to continue debate. But I don't know. I think
Racism.
I'm thinking maybe we're really not making progress here. I mean, I'm trying to make arguments that are at least reasonably thought-provoking, and you're just throwing...
Racism.
Yeah, see, you're just throwing code words at me.
Neo-Confederate.
If you're not even going to use your brain...
Brains.